Hello, thank you for tuning into this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James 13 Wicca in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are listed below. Other than that, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Let's get into your choice. Hello, Libra. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you go to them, you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Libra? Libra. Ace of Cups. Okay. What is that giving us, though? All right. I like the cards, yes. But what do we got going on here? I think this is a plan ahead moment. Yeah, because if you're ahead of the situation, if you're ahead of this, even though I think it's already going good, but if you kind of have an inkling about where it's going, I think this could go a lot better than it looks like it will. Because whatever it was in the past, I feel like either you or they avoided this situation, whatever it is. It could be business, personal, whatever it is. There was a lot of avoidance here, which is neither good nor bad. It just is what it is. I really don't feel good or bad about it. There might have been a lot of contemplation with this too. Can we get a little bit more on that? This energy, I do feel like, is very strong that you're dealing with. And I do feel like maybe that's one of the reasons there's been some... I keep getting avoidance. Like, just not getting too involved for whatever reason. This has allowed a moment of familiarity? Familiarity. The avoidance has actually served the situation. Because even though the direct situation may not have been dealt with, there is some like contemplation, some thought process, some building of connection going on here, something like that. There has been something building from it, even though basically it's been a lot of avoidance, but that avoidance has translated into some value. Okay. The next moment coming forward did not come out of nowhere. The Two of Wands is showing up. So, Two of Wands, Three of Pentacles, and the Hermit at the bottom here. Whatever this is, it's coming from a lot of value. I get a lot of value with the Hermit card. Careful movements forward, a lot of introspection, a lot of planning before things move to the next step. Maybe unintentionally. How unintentionally? Like, it's almost like learning a situation without really directly trying to. It's almost like working on a farm without actually directly working on it, but paying attention here and there to what's going on around you, having an idea about, well, that's where that obviously goes, and this is why they do this. It's not really trying to learn it, but just kind of like, well, I was here, so I just kind of picked up some things while I was around it because, you know, you just kind of notice things going on around you a little bit. There has been learning here. There has been. I keep getting like not purposeful, almost like secondary, almost like, you know, just because it was there. It's almost like knowing things without realizing you know things. Like, I know what this person looks like. I know that they're this height. I know that they do this stuff. I wasn't really trying to know that stuff. I just paid attention. I just noticed. I feel like there's a lot of I just noticed type things going on here. And the work is coming forward into the next level to where I know some, but I don't know enough. I kind of have the gist of it, but I don't really think I can do it on my own. And that's where the point here of ask for help, ask for information, ask for this to go forward to the next level. Getting your energy out there. Usually, in my opinion, Libras are really great communicators. Really get that information out there, really get the energy going. And this is a moment they're saying, Ask things in the forms of questions. Get somebody to talk to you. Get them to tell you what they know. Ask in form of questions. Get the conversations going in forms of questions. Communication is not hard for Libra, in my opinion. Most times Libras can communicate. It's about getting the other person to talk to you and asking questions and getting them to talk more than you're talking. This will get you in. This will start the Ace of Cups. This will get things moving forward. This will get you that acceptance, self-acceptance. I keep getting the acceptance word is what I'm really kind of centered on with this. This will get you forward where you want to be. This will move forward things forward to the next step, the next level. The foundation is actually there. It may not be apparent right off the bat, but whatever you're dealing with, even though that avoidance seems like, well, I don't think we really built a foundation, you really did build a foundation here. They're familiar with you, you can get a lot farther than you expect here. This might be also, if somebody else has been watching you, they have paid attention to the quality of character they think you possess. I feel like a lot of them, if you're dealing with a person, which could be personal, could be business, they seem to think that you have a very good quality of character, and the way that you talk to people is a very caring energy, and they seem to have really developed a respect for that. They feel you're a very genuine person, is what I keep getting. Success comes in. It comes in almost a little haphazardly, but it's going somewhere to start with. Success shows up. It's not a problem. But this is about the long term, the long run, where we're going in the long direction. Because I do get that there's going to be a moment here where we need to make some different decisions. And for this to keep going and to keep building in a very positive way for you, it's realizing that it grows in spurts. It's kind of like if you think of a plant that comes up every year, but like it goes through its seasons. Like in spring it starts popping up through the ground, it does what it needs to do in the summer, and then it dies off in the fall, and then hibernates in the winter. That's kind of how this is feeling. It feels kind of cyclical here. It's realizing that that's what's going on, because if you don't realize that's what's going on, when it goes into its fall season, you might think, I guess it's done. This has got a cycle to it. Because there's going to be a moment here where it starts to get going really good, and it starts to build even more, and I don't think you've hit that part yet. I think you're heading towards that part, but it's realizing it's going up, it's going really good, but then it's going to kind of slow down, go slow, hibernate, and return to the cycle. It's seeing it for what it is. I've seen some people with relationships do this, which it's not like yearly. It's almost like every few years they go into a slow period, and then it gets kind of quiet, and then they start getting more involved with each other. Then they do a lot of things with each other, and then they kind of pull it back for a bit, and then they kind of go a little bit dormant with it. And I've seen people do this over a series of a few years. It's like for a year or two they're kind of busy, for a year or two they're not, and then it just seems like it's not like yearly, but it may be like every few years. It might be something like that. It's realizing that will make things a lot easier for you, because there's going to be a season where it's kind of like whatever you're doing, be it business or pleasure, whatever it is, you're going to be more on your own, and that's okay, because it's kind of like I don't want to be completely disconnected from whatever this is, but it's kind of like I'm still communicating here, but I'm doing a lot of projects by myself without this person, but I'm communicating business, pleasure, whatever it is. I know what they're doing, they know what I'm doing, we're just not doing things together. And then it'll come back around where you are doing more things together. It's going to go in and out, in and out, in and out. That's this reading is trying to set you up for that. If you understand what's going on here, you can be okay. Four of Swords is a healing card, kind of like realizing there's nothing wrong. And it's not that something needs to be healed. It's more in the sense of like this is how this works. Can put you in a very healthy mindset. That's the point of this. They want me to move on from that. Okay. If you're not aware of what's going on, I do feel like it's gonna be like, what's going on? I feel like I'm off on my own. How come this was good for 1 minute and now it feels like I'm completely out here nowhere? it could be a shock to the system, and that's, again, you might think it's kind of like, oh, this isn't working now. I guess it had its heyday. Maybe I should move on. If you don't realize that cyclical cycle is there, cyclical, am I using the right word? That makes it sound like it's yearly. I don't feel like for all of you that's going to be yearly. Like, it's just realizing it goes out, it comes back in, it goes out, it goes back in. It may not be more, it may not be like a tempo. It may not be like 2 years out, 2 years in. It may not be like that. It may just be like sometimes it's over there, sometimes it's over here. How fast it's going may change. You know, it's not always the same, if that makes sense. If you realize that, though, that pattern is there, I think you'll be okay. If you don't realize that pattern is there, you're going to think it's going to crash and burn. It may bother you and be like, well, I guess that's all we're going to get. You may disconnect from it. They're hoping if you see it for what it is and you can identify it, especially when things are good. When things are good, like the questions and seeing how patterns are and understanding this energy and the patterns that it has, when things are good, it's easier to find those patterns. When things are more on the quiet side, it's harder to find those patterns. So I feel like that's another reason why maybe this reading is coming to you when it's coming to you. So it's kind of like, hey, while things are good, research a little bit, see if that pattern exists here. How does this pattern exist for this situation or person before? How does it go in and out? Have other people experienced this in and out with this person or with this situation? Have other people seen that happen? And you can add that to your memory banks to be like, hey, I heard with other people, this is how this has kind of happened here before. It's done this before. I think I'm going into a quiet season with it, but that's okay because it will come back, and I can see that it will because of this, that, and the other thing. It's about you making the choice about how you want this to go. Because there will be a choice to walk away from this situation, but they're saying it won't be over. It can be over if you want it to be, but it won't. It doesn't have to be over. It's realizing that pattern is there. There will be moments where you're going to be questioning, like, is this a pattern? Is this a pattern? Or am I just sitting here like a fool waiting for a bus to show up that's never going to come? There's moments to, like, if you have the past, if you have the information you need, you can look for signs and be like, okay, wait, I've heard from other people when it's starting to come back around, I'm going to see this happening. Or when it's going to come back around, I'm going to see that happening. I know when to look for it. It's kind of like when people first saw Halley's Comet, they didn't realize it was going to come back. But once it came, but they knew what type of season, what to look for. There's reasons they knew what to look for. It's like, was it every 76, 78 years it comes around? You know what I mean? It's knowing what to look for and why you should be looking for it, when to expect it, and this other stuff. And where to research where other people are going, oh yeah, we saw this 78 years ago or 76 years ago, however long. I know there's a 70-something, it seems like. You know what I'm saying. You'll be able to get through it. You'll get through this darker time, and you'll be like, okay, I didn't want to let go, and I didn't let go, and it turned out to be for my benefit because I knew what to expect. That's the whole point of this. For it to, like, go to your benefit, for you to understand what the pattern is here to some degree, so you can be like, oh, okay, it's quiet now, but that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It will come back. It will be in my favor again. Because, again, if you don't realize that's going to happen, you may just walk away from it, and it would make sense why you would. But they're hopefully, again, setting you up. When it's good, you can find these patterns, realize, okay, it's going to go quiet, but it will come back, and this is how I know it's going to come back. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.